Hey everybody, do you have bumper sensors that are pushed in on your Tesla Model S? Well, this video is going to show you how to fix that. They're just pushed in a little bit, but they might give you a sensor error because it senses the bumper. Let's fix it. I'm using ramps for my car, and these are going to give us enough room to work underneath. If you've got the air suspension, put it in the very high mode and set it up for jack mode. Then your auto leveling won't get all upset on you. Alright, so basically there's mostly 10 millimeter heads, and I'm going to use this little wrench here to zip off all these fasteners. It's pretty much every fastener on the bottom and the back of the car. And we're just going to pull them off in a sequence. We're going to start with the little fins first. Now, you can keep these in order, but you're going to notice there's several different types of heads. There are some machine screw type hex heads, and there are some that are like threaded with a more aggressive, like cutting type head. And those will go into little clips. And you'll also find some of the snap-on style. But this just like pops right in, pops right out. I don't necessarily think that this one was entirely important, but I took them off anyway. Zip, zip, zip. They all come off. And you know, if you got that space and a nice afternoon, you can do this pretty quickly. You're going to see that there's these little hooks on one side, and then the snap goes in. And if you've got the plastic clips here, basically you release the head and then pull the snap out. And that releases that. You'd use like a little screwdriver, or I used a little pick tool. They're pretty easy if they're not jacked up. Tesla uses a bunch of different clips, and that is definitely one of the easier ones. Now in here you see there's a Torx head on this one. Had to make it complicated, didn't they? Now then, the back of this cover connects to the motor cover area as well. It's just like a big long diaper back there to protect you from splashes and such. There it is, that incredible Tesla motor. Just give these a little wiggle and they'll come right down. Now, here in the wheel well, you can see there's a couple plastic clips on the bottom. I found that these are kind of optional, and being the big pain in the butt that they were, you might not even bother those two. This one up here is a little more important, and luckily it's a lot easier. Again, pull that little head off, and then pop the clip out. You're going to find that these upholstery tools are really useful. Now those two that I said were hard, well, they've got an easy partner. This is kind of like a little corner wedge that's in there. One of my tabs was already off, but that removes the other one. This, however, is why you're doing those inner ones. We have to get in here because there's going to be a Torx screw holding the bumper cover to the upper fender section. So I put a little lever in there. You can see there's my Torx driver. Get it in there and be careful. Now you're going to do this on both sides of the car. In the back, we're going to pull the weather stripping straight up. And if you end up doing this and plan on taking your time, maybe closing the lid, you'll want to take this weather stripping all the way off, because otherwise your rear hatch won't close all the way. You're going to gain access to this rear panel here. And it just pretty much pulls straight up. There's a few clips in there. Now these side clips, there's two up towards the top, and you can peek in there, use your pry tool, and be careful not to damage the plastic. They pretty much pop straight inwards. There's a look at those clips, two on the top. And again with the other side. So if you did it on one side, do it to the other side. Now this back section right here, you might get away with not doing this, but basically we have to get to these side sections of the carpeting. I find that getting everything loose is just a little bit more room to work with. So that's out of the way now, and we can pull this down. So what we're looking for is basically a big hole that's going to give us access to the inside of the bumper cover. And it's covered with like an acoustic rubber mat and foil. You can see that right here. Now this is pretty sticky, so go take your time with that. And this is what we're looking for. So you're going to need a deep socket, a number 10. Try not to drop that inside the well. Okay, these clips come straight out. Be very careful. The bumper tabs on the top are small. There's a bunch of them, but be careful. I don't know if you noticed, but I have a carpet underneath my bumper cover there because I don't want to jack up the paint as I pull this out. All right, back where I am now here, there's going to be a plug for the sensors. You want to definitely be careful as you're taking this apart. A little jiggle, pull it back, kind of come straight back. It's kind of hanging up on those two posts right here. There we go. Be nice if you had a friend to help you with this, but you can definitely do it on your own. Again, be wary of those wires on the right-hand side. There's a plug, and it's an easy disconnect. Okay, our bumper cover is free. Now, I don't have much room back here, so I'm going to go work on it out on the lawn. All right, so these are the sensors, and they're pretty poorly connected. Those two are on there pretty good, but you can see what happened. They just come disconnected. I think they use like a heat weld or something to attach those, but it didn't last very well. We're going to clean the area up. I use some simple green. You can use any, little detergent. We just want to get all the road grime and dirt off of there. I want to have a nice contact. No glue really sticks to this material, but I found something that works pretty darn good. But, we definitely want a clean, dry, oil-free surface. So take your time. This is E6000. It's flexible when it cures, and it's goopy, and it applies, really well. I just love that it's non-hardening, and it pretty much sticks to everything. Sorry, my hair's in the way. But we're just applying it to both surfaces all around that. It's like a little, a little plate, a mounting plate. The more surface area we have glued, the better chance it's going to stick. And test fit, make sure that it seats in there. And while it dries, I'm using this pretty heavy-duty duct tape. This is going to hold it in place. I just don't want it to cure, like pulled away a little bit. So this will help it stay in there a little bit. It's not an amazing contact, but it's better than nothing. The tighter you can get it, the better. So same thing on the other one here that's messed up. You don't really have to coat both sides, just get a good amount in there so it's complete. And this ought to hold it. Now, to be sure, I'm making a clamp system, using a couple pieces of wood to build up far enough so I can actually get one of my carpentry clamps in there. So that's going to hold it while it cures. So you can see they are pushed out now flush with the bumper cover. Now, these other ones, I want to make sure that they don't fall apart. So I'm going to just add like a layer of glue around them. This will kind of hope to keep what's existing in place. And kind of make sure that I'm covering the bumper and the little plates there. So it's just an extra layer of, security. But hopefully that's going to help and keep them in place if the other seal or the other connection breaks down. So here we are. The next day, everything is cured. And this is like a tough rubbery glue. You can see I took the tape off. And everything's held in place. It's looking good. So we're going to basically put it back on the car in the reverse steps. You can see our completed job. So really, it was some time, some tools, and some E6000. Get you back on the road. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Thanks, and have fun with your Tesla. Cheers.